What's up everybody, I'm Rossi and welcome to another Lost Ark video. In this video I'm going to show you my DPS build for Bard in Lost Ark. I use this build for solo content such as chaos dungeons, leveling, islands and story content. Do not use this build for any group content such as guardian raids or abyssal dungeons because you should be 100% support in that content. Engravings, gems, my guard build and my gears tripods are for my support build, which is of course my main build, so I don't even worry about them at all while using this DPS preset, and this video is only for the skills that I use for DPS. I'm level 52 and my current amount of skill points is 306, which is semi-important to know if you are copying this. If you have less skill points than me, the most important skills in my opinion are Stigma, Prelude of Storms and Soundholic, but more about those later. The first skill I have is Sound Shock on level 6 with maintained explosion tripod. Sound Shock is your basic fireball that you shoot in a line and it explodes on hit. Maintained explosion makes Sound Shock leave behind an area that deals damage to enemies. Then I have Dissonance on level 10 with Melody Increase, Love of the Jungle and Harmony Enhancement tripods. Dissonance creates an area that deals damage and slows enemies. Melody Increase makes Dissonance generate more serenade meter so that you can use your ultimate more often. Love of the Jungle makes you deal 100% more damage to named foes and lower, and Harmony Enhancement increases the outgoing damage by 100%. Next one is Stigma on level 10 with Sustain Enhancement, Brilliant Stigma and Pain Brand tripods. Stigma creates rather large area that deals damage to enemies while staggering them. It's one of my main skills I like to use for large groups of normal mobs. Sustain Enhancement makes Stigma last longer so it will hit more times, and when you are not in a party it will deal 35% more damage. Brilliant Stigma changes the damage type to Holy and it will also mark enemies for 2 seconds, making them receive 10% more damage from all party members during that time. And Pain Brand makes Stigma deal more damage. Then I have Sonic Vibration on level 10 with Protective Vibration, Chain Vibration and Spreading Vibration. This skill throws enemies to air and then slams them on the ground, dealing damage. Protective Vibration grants you a shield for 3 seconds and the damage this skill does increases the more enemies it hits. Chain Vibration makes this skill deal more damage to foes that have push immunity, and Spreading Vibration makes this skill also shoot sound waves in cross-shaped area, dealing even more damage. The next skill I have is Soundholic on level 10 with Sound Concentration, Sustain Enhancement and Focus Fire tripods. Sound Concentration increases the damage this skill does every time it hits an enemy. Sustain Enhancement increases the channeling duration, hit amount and cooldown. And Focus Fire makes it so that you cannot no longer change the direction once you've used this move. It also decreases the amount of hits by 5, which is negated by Sustain Enhancement, and increases the damage this move does by 700%. This is your number one single target boss killing skill. Yes, it's very good for groups also, but the line it shoots is rather narrow. Then we have Prelude of Storms on level 10 with Jungle's Love, Lightning Enhancement and Powerful Prelude tripods. This skill makes lightning strike around you that stuns enemies. Jungle's Love increases its damage to named or lower foes by 50%. And when you are not in a party it increases damage to foes by another 50. Lightning Enhancement increases the damage by 111%, and Powerful Parade decreases the stun duration by 1 second, but also leaves an area behind that deals damage to enemies for 2 seconds. This is one of your hardest hitting attacks that can quickly clear anything around you, and if it doesn't, the area it leaves behind most likely will. The next skill we have is Heavenly Tune on level 4 with Quick Prep tripod. This skill pushes enemies and deals a small amount of damage while giving you a buff to your attack speed. Quick prep decreases the cooldown of this skill, so you can use it more often. Try to have Heavenly Tuned buff on as often as possible, although I kinda dislike it because it pushes enemies away when you want them to be grouped instead. And the last one is Prelude of Death on level 10 with Passionate Applause, Death Amplification and Area of Death tripods. This skill deals damage around you and debuffs enemies. Passionate Applause increases your Serenade meter gain, Death Amplification increases the damage of the Death's End debuff, and Area of Death increases the overall damage of the skill, and if enemy dies with the Death's End debuff, they'll deal massive damage to an enemy next to them. It can create some nice chain reactions if there are lots of easy to kill mobs around you. Just make sure you kill them before the debuff expires. For Awakening skill you can use either one of them. Oratorio will deal more damage while Symphonia will give you a shield. The only rune you should really have is Protection on your Soundholic, because that is channeling skill and Protection gives you a percentage of your max HP as a shield while casting. Other than that, just use what you have. Since most of the stuff you are doing solo is going to be trivial anyways, your skill rotation isn't that important, just throw everything for big monsters and remember Soundholic and Prelude of Storms that deal the most damage. And for Chaos Dungeons, clear one pack with Dissonance and Stigma, another one with Prelude of Storms, the next one with Sonic Vibration and so on. And that's about it. My DPS BARD build for soloing content. If you find this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Lost Ark content. Thank you for watching, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.